The reason I'm making this video is because cryptocurrency is very hard to trade. I don't recommend people trade it if they don't have trading experience. And through my story, hopefully you understand that and learn from my mistakes. I think if you learn like 2 or 3 useful pieces of information from this video, then that will be an accomplishment on my part in making a good video. If you don't learn anything, I guess I suck, but that's fine too. So I want to talk to you guys about Litecoin and my personal trading history with it. I'm not going to talk about the fundamentals of Litecoin or anything like that. I'm just going to talk about how I came to trade it and my thoughts about what's going to happen next. All right. So I started trading Litecoin in November of 2017. Like most people, you hear about Bitcoin price going up, so you download whatever app you have and you look at the different types of cryptos, and you see Ethereum, which is also expensive, and then you see Litecoin, and Litecoin is like super cheap relative to Bitcoin, so you're like, oh, I'll just grab some of these. When I started trading, it was in November of 2017, and around that time a Litecoin was around $100. Now I bought 5 to start because 5 sounded like a good number. $500, not too much money, right? And I had no plan on like where I thought it could go or when I was gonna sell it or anything like that. Within 3 weeks, the price went up to $300. Now, I should have been smart and done some sort of strategy where I would sell whatever my initial investment is and then just let the rest ride. But because I was still learning and everyone that I watched said Bitcoin for sure is going to stick around, I was like, okay, let me turn my Litecoin into Bitcoin so I could get more Bitcoin. Little did I know that in that huge run-up there was going to be a subsequent huge crash and that the value of the Bitcoin would go down anyways. So I didn't know any technical analysis, I didn't know any fundamental analysis, anything about how cryptocurrency worked or how the different coins worked relative to each other. And I was just pretty much giving money to people who were smarter than me, who bought earlier than me, and who were just more well-informed, right? So the entire crypto market had its blow-off top, and then it crashed for pretty much a year and a half or 2 years. So sometime in the middle of 2018, I started keeping track of what my trades were. And I heard when this one tax cryptocurrency guest on one of the podcasts I listened to, and they told you about the different methods of keeping track, whether it's first in, first out, or last in, first out, or just matching, or whatever it may be, right? So I made a spreadsheet that had all of my different purchases and then the sales that corresponded to them. So I used first in, first out to start my spreadsheet, and then from there I figured out the calculations of what my profit and losses were. So in 2017, I made about 10 trades, and overall I lost $10 in 2017. So not too bad, not great, but at least relatively break even. In 2018, I lost, $4,538. The losses in that year were around 5,000, and then the profits were around 500, so you get to negative 4,500. So my mentality for 2018 was I wanted to accumulate Litecoin again, but I was also watching altcoins because there was like a mini alt season after there was the initial drop in Bitcoin. So I saw other altcoins going up faster than Litecoin, so I decided to trade my Litecoin for Cardano, and then that was the worst timing because then Cardano went down a lot more than Litecoin did. So I ended up just losing a lot of money in trying to trade between altcoins. So I don't recommend you do that. In 2019, my mentality changed. This was right when there was a huge drop, and at the end of 2018 there was a huge drop, and so Litecoin were trading around $25 And when it was that low, I didn't think about buying it, but when I got closer to 40 is when I really started to buy Litecoin. And by this time in 2019, I had traded all of 2018 and learned about different technical patterns and different indicators like RSI and Bollinger Bands and things like that. So I was more confident in 2019. Another important thing about 2019 is that Litecoin was going to have its halving, and everyone said there was going to be a huge run up prior to the halving. So that's when I decided to start trading Litecoin aggressively and timing it relative to the halvings. So in 2019, the total positive trades I made were 7,433, and the total negative trades were 1,321. So I ended up that year making $6,000 by trading Litecoin. So that $6,000 offsets the 4,500 that I lost in 2018 and the minus $10 that I made in 2017. So now I'm overall positive, right? Since the halving, Litecoin has just continued to go down, and I stopped buying it after it like broke below 60, and I was just pretty upset because I ended up buying back into it around 100 after I sold near the top, like around 130. So in 2020, right, I decided to start buying Litecoin again for a super long-term swing trade. Long-term meaning next year or even 2022. I started to buy around the $40, $45, I guess $40 to $50 range for Litecoin, and I went pretty heavily in it around May. There are two patterns that I'm watching on two different charts. So on the LTC USD chart, right, Litecoin compared to the dollar, it looks like it's forming an Adam and Eve pattern. This pattern, if it's confirmed and it breaks up, generally is a pretty strong indication of a reversal. So coming down from $300 to $20, and then if it confirms this bottom, this Adam and Eve bottom, and goes back up, it'll be really nice to, realize whatever those gains make. The other pattern that I'm looking at is the LTC BTC chart. There's a couple of falling wedges. These falling wedges are usually a sign of bear exhaustion. Because the lower lows are showing a lack of follow through, that means bears are having a tough time selling their Litecoin. I predict that there's going to be both an increase on the LTC BTC chart and the LTC USD chart. And my target is to try and sell Litecoin around 0.02 BTC. So it's been up there a few times before. In 2019, it went to 0.018. In 2018, it was at 0.025. That was the height. So I'm trying to get somewhere in the middle, 0.02, and that's when I want to sell my Litecoin for Bitcoin. Is there anything else? Yes. So right now, since I was buying at the lows, my average buy-in price for Litecoin is around $40. Right now it is trading at 80. So I could put, theoretically, right, I could sell half, get all my money back, and then just let the other half ride. I might do that, but I expect there to be more upside action short term. I have been scaling out very small positions just in case there is a final shakeout. And another strategy that I'm doing with Litecoin and other cryptos are to lend them for interest. So using a service called BlockFi and a service called Crypto.com, you're able to lend these companies your coins, and then they'll pay you monthly or weekly interest depending on which service you choose. Both of these companies, for me personally, I've looked at the risks, and I'm okay with whatever risks are associated with those companies. Also, right, I'm not putting all of my crypto into it. If you can't control the crypto, it's not technically yours. So don't copy me if you're not okay with doing the research and figuring out if whatever the risks are okay for your level of comfort, right? But for me, it's really nice. Ideally, I want to have 5 Litecoin that are risk-free, right? And just chilling in a cold wallet. And using BlockFi, the interest I've made is going to be 5 Litecoin soon. So theoretically, if I get paid out another cycle, then I could sell all my Litecoin and still have 5 risk-free Litecoin because I got them as payment of interest. Yeah, so that's what happened for me through my journey, 4 years. It really hurt to lose all that money in 2018. It was nice to be able to recoup it in 2019. So far in 2020, from the little selling that I've done, I've made maybe like $100. I have 0 losses in Litecoin for 2020, which is really nice. But I do expect 2021 to be where Litecoin really shines. So I'm just holding out until then. I'm gaining interest by lending it on BlockFi, and I am enjoying the ride. So if you have any questions, definitely put them in the comments below. I'll definitely answer them because I have nothing else to do, or message me on Instagram because I am very accessible. So I hope you found some value in this video. If not, that's okay. Hopefully it's not 10 minutes of me rambling, but you'll be the judge. Awesome. Okay, good luck everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.